So I'm back home now, and on request of one of my more favourite viewers, I'm just making a quick video on the summary of the road trip, where we went, the highlights, the lows, and yeah, obviously you can see my car's back in the Carcoon. It's going to get detailed on the 30th of May. It's going to have a stage 1 polish and ceramic coating and a full clean inside and out. I'll get my Porsche done later on, but anyway, back to the road trip. So yeah, lots of excitement leading up to it, and trepidation, and what's the word, nervousness, I think, over keeping my car in good condition. So got up really early, got up about 2 o'clock, 1:30 on the 13th of June, and we caught a 5:20 train from Folkestone to Calais. We were there about 4:20, 4:30, so not a lot of sleep on the way there on the 13th, and then a long drive down through France, right through to Nuremberg, which is a small village town near Bern in Switzerland, which is near the Grimsel Pass and Furka Pass roads, which were the main roads we wanted to drive on. So a long drive down there on day one, and my car got absolutely splattered with flies and bugs on the way down there. Look at the state of the front of my car, look at that. Just as we were getting to Nuremberg, my beautiful wife, we were using Waze at that point. It took us down through a kind of a dirt track littered with pebbles and dust through a wood, which is on one of my videos. Been down a dirt track. Look at the state of it. So that basically, I had flies on the front, splattered all over the front, and I had no end of dust kicked up on the sides and on the back, and even it came into the engine bay. So that was day one, and that was arriving there, parked up, and the car was in a proper state. So that was a bit of a low. The room there, the first Airbnb, it was super hot, so we didn't get any sleep. Got to sleep at about 5 in the morning, but did sleep through till about 10 a.m, waking up a few times. So I had a few hours, and then I think, a real high was taking the car for a car wash on the morning of the 14th. Just before the Grimsel Pass and Furka Pass roads, and then of course we did the Grimsel Pass, which was absolutely jaw-droppingly beautiful and stunning, and what an experience. I can't recommend enough to anybody. If you're into driving, you can, obviously it does cost a bit of money to take the car there, to get the accommodation, to pay for all the fuel, but what an experience. And Grimsel Pass was an absolute high. on the way up the Grimswell Pass, the lake, the dam, the top of the Grimswell Pass, absolutely stunning. And driving down the other side was quite something as well. We then went on to do the Furka Pass, which was good. It was a good road, good mountain pass. I think out of the two I prefer the Grimswell Pass, only very slightly, but the views again were very, very nice on the Furka Pass. And we decided to call it a day there after doing just 2 passes, and then we drove from Furka Pass right round to St Moritz, which was about a 2 3/4 hour drive. That was quite a good drive. It did rain quite a bit that day in the afternoon on the way to St Moritz, yeah, and then day 3 we got up, we had a little look at the lake in St Moritz, which is lovely. And then we there was a mountain pass near there, called Bernina Pass. So we went to Bernina Pass, and it's a video I've uploaded today, and we drove up the mountain, down the other side, and then we turned around, drove up the mountain again and down the other side. So we did up and down twice on the Bernina Pass, primarily because we went up and went down. We were on the wrong side of the mountain to go to Appenzell, which is our 3rd night destination. So anyway, we did that. That was quite good. It wasn't as good as the Furka Pass or the Grimswell Pass, but it was good. And then we drove from there through to Appenzell, and it's absolutely gorgeous, the drive between St Moritz and Appenzell. Moo! I want more cream! Moo! Give me the cream! Moo! I mean, the views were stunning, and we stopped at a lake thinking we might have a swim in the lake, and the water was so cold, like you dip your feet in it and you just go numb within seconds. So your feet get proper numb. Yeah. Try. Put them in. Put them in. No, look. Put them in. Oh my God. It hurts. Hurts now. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a really big high, driving from St Moritz through to Appenzell, or rather Bernina Pass through to Appenzell. Had a lovely stay in Appenzell on night 3. Absolutely gorgeous accommodation. Happy to provide the name of the place we went to if anybody wants to private message me on YouTube. But yeah, and then after a lovely night there, we drove from Appenzell through Switzerland up to just north of Colmar to and we stayed in a quite a dilapidated chateau. That was a bit of a low, to be honest with you, because it was so run down. I've got some really interesting videos which I might just tag on the end of here, just to give you a little idea as to what it was like walking around this run-down chateau. Smells musty, doesn't it? Go have a look. Ooh. We had a small flat on part of the grounds, 2-bed flat, and yeah, it was just uncomfortable and a bit spooky, and we've got tree sap on the cars, so that wasn't great. So that was a bit of a low. And then we drove back, and it was about a 5.5 hour drive from there back to Calais. And we stopped at a couple of supermarkets to get some bits and bobs, and that was a bit of a low coming back after such a wonderful holiday. But it did feel like we'd been travelling for 5 days just to get home. So that's probably a slight low. And then of course when you get back home, you're not driving on those beautiful roads with that scenery anymore. You're just back in the UK, and it's just like reality slapping you in the face, really. So took my car out today, as you would have seen from the video earlier, and had a lot of fun in it, and yesterday, but nothing like the fun I had in Switzerland. So yeah, big shout out to all the Swiss roads and the people who drive on them. You're very lucky, and I think we'll be planning another road trip now at some point in the future. Yeah, and hope you enjoyed this kind of update video. One of my cars is leaking oil, I've discovered, in the back of the Carcoon. I'm hoping it's the Porsche, so I parked it in there when the Ferrari was getting ready. It's more likely to be the Porsche. The cam cover gasket seals have just been replaced in the Ferrari, so it could have leaked it before then. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it, basically. But I did top the oil up in the Ferrari when we were away slightly, just a couple of 100 mils, and it's got the same level pretty much when I looked at it when I was on the road trip. So fingers crossed it's not the Ferrari. The Porsche is going in for quite a bit of work on the 1st of September. So I'm hoping it's that, and it'll just be a rocket gasket seals or whatever it is. So anyway, that's basically the update, and I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I'll say goodbye. Thanks very much.